And good evening, everyone. Welcome to my brand new channel, my brand new Football Manager channel at the moment. Maybe in the future it might be variety gaming, but we'll see how far we get with this. This is the first episode I've ever done. My name is Jeff. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I've been playing Football Manager or Championship Manager since 2002-2003 season. So I've been playing for about 15 years. Um, and this just seems like the next logical step I might take, maybe making my time a bit more constructive, sharing some real interesting stories, see what kind of storylines we can come up with. I've kind of set myself a bit of a goal and a challenge in my first YouTube series. So how about we just get into that? And as you can see, we've taken over AC Milan. If you're a football fan at all, which I assume you are if you're watching this, they haven't done too great in the last few years. Um, what did they finish last season? Like fifth. There we go. Seventh they finished. 10th, 8th, and then they were third. So they are like a big Italian team that in the last at least 3 years have done pretty poor by their standards. And even the years before them, third, second, the last time they won it was 2011. So it's been a good 5 years since they won the Serie A. But you say this may not be a challenge. It doesn't sound too hard. And really, if we were just going to do things normally here, no, it wouldn't be that hard. How we're going to do it, we're not going to sign any players at all unless they are under the age of 18. Right, so we're going to have a big focus on youth, using our youth facilities in the under 20s and the under 18s, and put them right into the first team to give them as much experience and develop them as quickly as possible. Now, in terms of actual youth, we've got Donnarumma himself, who actually just signed a new contract, but obviously he is going to be key in this save. He's going to be a superstar. So we are just going to make him the number one, just like in real life. Maybe when what's his face comes back, Diego Lopez comes back, maybe he can get some tutoring. Who knows? But he is going to be key to start with. Um, let's take a look at some of the other players that we've got, at least in the first team, in terms of potential. Romagnoli, yeah, that's how we'll say it. Alessio Romagnoli, central defender, 21. He's very, very good, and according to this, he can only get better. So he's another one already we're going to throw into the first team, right? 2020 is his contract, so he's still got a lot of time. Donnarumma, how long has he got? He's 2 years time, so we'll probably try to tie him up to a 5-year deal at least. Who else have we got? We've got this dude, Mario Pasalic, but he is on loan from Chelsea. He's already over 18, and he's got an injury. So we'll probably keep him just for a bit of squad depth. But I can't really see us really wanting or needing to use him because obviously in this challenge, we're going to prioritize our own youth, and we're obviously by the rules we've set ourselves, he's already over the age 18. He's 21, so he's not going to be very important for us. Carlos Bacca is already 29, but we know he's a great striker. He's got a bit of quality in him. He plays 1-2s, he moves into channels, so he can be quite good for a possession style of football. But we'll get into tactics a little bit later. Suso from Liverpool, originally Liverpool and Cadiz. But he's a very good winger and inside forward. Who else is actually young? Campos again, he's on loan. So we're not really going to play him too much either. Before I go any further, that was the actual goal I wanted to go. We wanted to win the Serie A and the Champions League. They are the goals for this series. And once we've completed both of those goals, that's it. The series is over. We'll start a new series with a new goal. And we'll just see how we go. But yeah, winning the Serie A and the Champions League, at least one each, and then we go on to a new save. Maybe a journeyman, maybe something different, a pentagon, who knows what might happen. But in terms of young players in this squad, not a whole lot in the first team. Just those first two we really picked out. Uh, Romagnoli and Donnarumma. Obviously, they are already really good players, and they can get even better. Let's check out our under 20s. So in terms of potential, this is the first guy that stands out. He's obviously 1-star current ability right now, with 5-star potential ability, 4 gold, 5 black. He's a right back. He's 16, so we're probably going to be looking to get him some good tutorage and try and rotate him in and out of the squad when we can. If we're 3-0 up, for example, we throw him on. Who's next? Locatelli. Who's at 2 stars already? 2.5 stars, sorry. 2.5 stars. We can probably play him a bit more than the other bloke we just looked at. I can't even remember his name. Raul or something? Yeah, Raul. But Locatelli, he's already half decent. He's an average squad player, so I don't know what he's doing in the under 20s. We're going to throw him straight into the senior squad. He still might play a bit of reserves football, but he's 2.5 stars, so he's an average player within our squad at the moment. The next player on the list, this guy is on loan at Watford. Niang. He is a right winger, so hopefully he gets a lot of first team football. Watford, obviously a half decent team, and he should develop quite well over there, provided he gets enough game time. But when he comes back, he's definitely going to play for us a little bit, especially if he's going to keep up this 4.5-star potential. Matteo Gabbia, he's a centre back. His stats technically are not in the right place, but passing and technique are very good for ball playing defenders. So maybe that's what we'll play him as in the future, provided his mental's get a bit better. He looks quite good for a 16-year-old. So he's another one that we might just rotate in and out of the squad. Next, we've got Sportelli, Maurice Sportelli. He's another defender, not quite as technically gifted as the last bloke. He was Gabbia, but 4-star potential and 18 determination is pretty good. So he could definitely get some game time as well. Maybe not this season. Maybe we'll rotate him in and out. But 3 stars means he can be a slightly above average squad player. So we'll definitely give him a lot of tutorage, maybe some loan time. We'll see what happens. That 18 determination is really good though. Next on the list, we've got Lamas, Andreas. We'll call him Andreas. He is a left defender, and he actually looks pretty good. I mean, they only gave him 1.5-star current ability, but he doesn't look terrible. He doesn't look awful. He could definitely rotate in and out of the squad. He can go forward quite well. He can cross. He can take corners. He can dribble. He actually looks half decent for an 18-year-old. We could definitely rotate him in and out. Whether he actually gets to a level we're looking at, he's 3 stars potential ability. So that's slightly above average squad player. He could definitely be one in the future. I could see him getting quite a bit of first team action, especially if we get a few injuries. Hachim Master, there was quite a lot of hype around this kid a couple of years ago, so I don't know what happened. He's on loan at a very average Dutch club, Zwolle, PEC. So his determination is 9, which is pretty average. He's very good, like pace wise. Obviously he can't jump. His technicals are pretty good. 3-star, 4-star potential. He definitely could be quite good, but very susceptible to injuries, and being inconsistent are 2 pet hates I really hate about players. So if he gets better in those, yeah, he could definitely be a world beater, especially if he gets that 4-star. But he's 18 now, 1 cap for Morocco, so if he's in the international team, maybe he could be pretty good. We'll have to wait and see on this one. But yeah, like I said, there was a lot of hype around him before. The next one down, Maury, who is also on loan at Empoli. He's a little bit older. He's 20 years old already. So box to box, I quite like that position. And his stats are not that bad. He could become a rotation player. His current ability is 2.5, 3-star, 4-star potential. Very consistent. I like that. Very consistent is good. Um, we'll have to wait and see about this one. He's already 20, so a lot of his development has already taken place. Maybe he can get a lot better. That 16 determination is really going to help him along. Hopefully, he gets a lot of first team at Empoli, who are in the Serie A as well, so they're not a bad team. Um, he's one to wait and see. Where's he come from? We got him from Parma. Interesting. Um, Modric, obviously not the Real Madrid Modric, but we got the imitation Modric here. Um, Bosnian on loan at Brescia, who was Serie B, so he should get some first team football. Once again, 3 stars, 4-star potential. Um, he could be good as well. He's going to be. We're going to keep an eye. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on all of our youth. But the idea that I eventually want to do is maybe get 2 players in each position in the under 20s and the under 18s, so that they get the most reserve football possible. And if they're, say, like a 1.5-star potential, we just sell them or get rid of them very quickly because they're really just going to waste a lot of our time. Um, let's have a look. Calabria, Rodrigo, Ellie. We'll call him Ellie or Rodrigo. There we go, Rodrigo. That'll work. 3.5-star scout summary. He's got 3.5 potential. Can only play one position. We don't really worry about that. Doesn't feel comfortable in big matches. Already a decent player for Serie A, but he's very consistent, very ambitious, which is good. He's kind of average. He'd be a good ball-playing defender, actually. So we'll see. He's 22 as well, so he's quite late in his development. I can't really see him becoming an amazing super player, but who knows what might happen. We might be able to rotate him in and out. Who knows what the future might hold, but at the moment we'll keep an eye on him. He's very good stats-wise across the board. We're looking at 12s and 13s and 14s. He could be good. Diego Lopez, we all know about him. Played for Real Madrid. Became the number 1 Marino was around. He's obviously quite good. He's on loan at Espanyol, where I was going to play Donnarumma. His contract expires in 3 years. He'll be back at the end of the season. Now that we've got Donnarumma, if Donnarumma can't be tutored, I think we'll probably just sell him, to be honest. 72k a week, so that's quite a lot of wages for a goalkeeper that's just going to sit on the bench. I don't really see him having a big future here unless he can give tutorage to Donnarumma, and even then we're only going to be able to do it once. So next season we'll probably sell him at January at the very latest next season. I can't see him really fitting into the team unless there's like a massive injury next season or something like that. He's 34 as well, so obviously he's not going to develop. He is good, but with our goal in mind, Donnarumma is the way to go. Who else? Are we even going to bother looking at the other ones? The rest, a 2.5, 3-star in the under 20s. Let's take a look at the under 18s. Do we have anything decent here? Not particularly. This guy is 3 stars, but he's a goalkeeper. Maybe he's our future second choice. I have no idea, but it's really difficult for someone like him at this potential ability and this current ability to really even consider getting into the squad when we've got this bloke, right? Obviously. So he'll probably float around in the reserves forever. He might play cup matches every now and then. We had another good goalkeeper, didn't we? Yeah, nah, we didn't. This guy is already 23. Maybe he'll be a second choice for a few years. But this 18-year-old guy, Pilzari, he's probably going to get sold eventually in the future for a profit. Can't really see him getting into the squad at all. So that's under 20 and under 18 players. Um, Obviously, I already spoke about who might rotate into the squad. In terms of current ability, you might just throw him. Did we take a look at this? We did take a look at this guy, yeah. Calabria. Maybe we didn't. I can't even remember. Anyway, we'll throw him into the senior squad. He's quite good. He's definitely going to rotate in and out. Um, in this game, we're obviously not going to be a selling club. We're going to want to hang on to as many players as possible, especially in this first season. We're not selling it, or we might buy some young kids. Who knows? We can't rule anything out, but we're probably not going to be selling anyone. So we're going to want a lot of tutors for a lot of the kids that we just looked at, who are going to potentially rotate into the team, especially for cup matches or against weaker opponents. Who's in? I mean, this guy here, he's awful. We might actually sell him. He's bad. What else? Campos, he's alright. Palasic, he's not even ours. He's on loan. And then Calabria and Locatelli, who are the worst players by ability, we actually just brought in from the under 20s. Honda goes at the end of the season. Who else expires? So all the loanees are for 1 year. This guy goes at the end of the season, but I'll try and flog him off 200, 150k if we can. Honda, he's 30 years old. He's still very, very good. I might give him a new contract actually, because he can tutor a lot of our younger players this season and next season. He's still quality. There's no real reason to give him up. He's 3-star current ability. Obviously, in the next few years, his physicals are going to go to the shithouse. But he's quite good. So I don't think we haven't got too many contracts to worry about in the first team, at least. But let's take a look at our team report. And the coaches, this is what they think of our players. Luca Antonelli, it's apparently quite good. 3 stars, left back. Yeah, he's not bad. Donnarumma stands out as a strong option as goalkeeper. Well, we've spoken about him already. We know he is the big potential player at the moment, and he's going to have a lot of time to play. Abate, right back, he's not too bad as well. Not too bad at all. Impressive quality standard, full of leaders and strong characters, aggressive. So we might be able to play a short passing game that's quite aggressive, so we close down a lot of players very quickly. Impressive depth outside of the first team, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Best coaching team in the competition, best scouting team in the competition. Obviously, that's going to be a very important one for us, the scouting team. So obviously, we need to scout a lot of young kids, especially when the first regens come through. We need to scout them like ASAP. Very small countries I'm going to be looking at as well. Obviously, Brazil. We're going to look at obviously more obvious players as well. Places, I should say, as well, like Holland or England, Argentina. Small countries, like I said, Costa Rica might be one. The FFA Co in Australia is a good place to check out. Africa, we can find some gems as well. Transfer budget, we're not too worried about. 30k, we're not signing any new players, so these two are not the biggest of deal. Just when we try and re-sign Honda, it depends how much money he's going to want. Obviously, I'll try and cut him back a bit now he's getting older, but usually they want more. Not the strongest. Alright, well that's not the worst stat in the world if that's the only thing we're really bad at. Romagnoli is only one of a few players of sufficient quality who are able to play as central defender. So apparently we don't have a lot of defenders, a lot of centre backs. So who was he? This dude here could find himself with a lot of playing time if that is the case. And even maybe this guy here as like a fourth or fifth choice defender. Donnarumma, there's no depth in our quality of goalkeepers apparently, and same with Baka, who is basically our only good striker. So maybe um, where we want to look for young players is in that striker area. We get a striker with very good potential very early on, and we give him a lot of time in the game. Maybe we can make a world beater very quickly. Just looking through this, we've only got average at best young kids. I mean, they could be 3.5 star potential. They're 2.5 star at the moment. So they're only going to be average at the moment. But we'll see what happens. In terms of our tactics, this is a way I've been trying to do things lately in terms of tactics, is really play to the strengths of the team. So where is it? So if we come to this here, we compare the average stats of our players in certain positions and compare them to the average stats of the other teams in the rest of the division. So in all positions, this is obviously the lowest in the Serie A and the highest. We're like slightly above average in most things. There's a little grey bar here that determines the average. But obviously strength, we're quite weak. And work rate isn't amazing. It's slightly below average, but our first touch is very, very good. Our passing is very good. Decision making is just slightly above average. Um, Although it says it's sixth best in Serie A, so it's well above average. But obviously the average stat is not that high for decision making in this league. Um, Leadership, we've got a lot of good leaders. We're quite aggressive, fourth for aggression and fifth for leadership. But these are not really some of the most important ones. Obviously, when we look at our defense, we're quite good at acceleration and we're quite good at pace. So maybe we can play an offside trap. We can push our defensive line up a bit further. That would also depend on a lot of other stats, obviously, like anticipation, for example, and positioning will come into that. But we can also, up here, we can check which position of players we want to check out in terms of how good they are at defending. So obviously, if we play like a very fluid tactic, we want to look at our midfielders here because they're obviously going to drop back much deeper. They're quite good at jumping, so that might be something good to look at when they're defending set pieces. They're still quite good pace and acceleration. So our team is kind of fast. We got the fastest strikers in the league. There you go. Carlos Bacca is very fucking fast apparently. Slightly above average strength, but obviously he's not going to be doing too much defending. He's a very offensive outlet. Well, this isn't just Carlos Bacca himself. These are all our strikers as a whole. But this is really how I work out tactics. I come through here, I see our strengths. So, example, our off the ball is the best in the league. So, and then technical, we're very good at dribbling. What else are we good at? Crossing. So maybe playing down the wings is very good, but that would also mean we need to be good at jumping. Obviously, we're not because we literally just looked at that with our strikers and we're shit, real shit. So I think we'll probably be playing through the middle. We're very good off the ball as well, like we just looked at. Off the ball, we're the best in the league, so I'll probably be looking at like a narrow through ball, some kind of tactic revolving around that, because we're going to look to beat the offside trap with our striker, and obviously we need one of our midfielders to just sit behind him and feed him those great balls. Let's take a look at our inbox now and play attacking football, which is something I'm already looking to do. Develop players using the club's youth system. That's beautiful. We'll attend a meeting. Hello, Jeffrey. Welcome to the Rosaneri. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to welcome you to the club before handing you over to the assistant manager, who is going to discuss staff responsibilities with you. I also want to assure that you have the full backing of the board, and we wouldn't have hired you if we didn't feel you were the right person. Well, that's kind of funny, because I'm literally a Sunday League player with a continental license. So how the fuck I talked my way up into this job? I got no idea. Allegri hates me. Can't say I blame him. I didn't take his job. That's alright. He plays for Juventus. That's probably why he hates me. Spatelli hates me. Inzaghi hates me. All these players, they're not big fans of me. That's alright. It's good to be hated. Love your haters. Let's get the meeting started. Obviously, there's a lot of history. That's why we came here, because we want to put this team back onto the right track. Yeah, I want a more lawnmower. Yeah, we want some changes because I want to sign a lot of young kids as well. Those two philosophies are great, but I want to add that one more in, so that when we sign players, that improves our job security as well. All right, let's get a meeting with the journalists. Are the Italian journalists worse than the English, for example? I actually don't know. Yep, thanks for that. Hello, Danielle. That's the girl's name, but okay, I'll forgive you because you're Italian. No, I don't want a friendly. Yes, send me a summary of the team every fortnight. Yep, that's me, the rest of my staff. You can do friendly matches. I'll get them going. I'll organise the teams. You play all the friendlies. That would be great. Don't need anything else from you. I'll do the rest. Transfer updates. We've got a few players. We've looked at the players already. But this guy from Everton, we know he's a bit of a whingy little bitch as well. But we'll probably play him quite a lot. He's not that bad. He doesn't work hard. He doesn't have any stamina. But he's a half decent player. And if we're playing inside forwards, he can play inside forward as well, which is quite useful. I like that position quite a lot. Non-EU allowance. Well, we're not going to really sign any players for the first team. The slots are taken though. I'll work that shit out later. Injuries, responsibilities, we'll sort that out. Background. AC Milan, 7 European Champions Cups, 18 Serie A's. So they've won quite a lot, and they haven't won this for 3 years, and they haven't even finished in the top 4 for 3 years. Real life, it's 4 years now. But that might be the end of the first episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I really want to make this series better. I might get a webcam, a green screen, all that kind of shit a bit later. We'll see how interested people are in the episode, or in the series I should say, and we'll go from there. But thanks for watching.